Hi guys, we're not doing a vegan cook, but we're gonna cook. I don't know about you, but I'm getting hungry. So I'm gonna show you guys how to make a quick meal just for yourself if you're home alone. And a good staple is penne pasta. So we're gonna start with 1.5 cups of penne pasta. We have a little boiler here, a measuring cup. This is about 1.5 cups. It's only me, it's only one person. Yeah, it's like 1.5 cups. This is like a cup, and it's like, well, 1.33 cups basically. I wish I could put them all in there. So we're gonna boil our pasta out. So wait, I mill for one. I dropped some of it on the floor, I think. Here, one piece. Trash. Alright, now we're going to add to our pasta a little Himalayan salt because we want the water to boil. So we're going to put a little salt in there. Helps it to boil. Okay, so while this is boiling, we're going to make a turkey meatball sauce. It's going to go right over the top of it. So, the skillet is too big. I'm going to go with the smaller size. Let me rinse this out. So I'll let this get al dente. So I'm gonna move this one over. I have 2 eyes here. So let's turn this one on high. And that's gonna start it doing its thing. And then I have another skillet here, which I'm gonna make a meat sauce for you. What we're gonna serve in is just pouring the sauce and the meat right over. Okay, let that skillet get hot. You want to get your bowl because you got to make your meatballs because you want to brown your meatballs in the skillet once it's hot. And after your meatballs brown, then we're going to make a sauce that's going to go on top. Okay? So let's get started. We're going to have our little olive oil cooking spray. It's going to go right in here with some onions in this pot right here. My nail polish chip in there. I'm going to put a little onions and a little spray in there. I'm going to get this little party started. Okay, showing you how to make a quick penne pasta dinner just for yourself, because I know sometimes you're home alone and you don't have to cook much, but you got to cook something, right? You may have that little staple over there and a little meat in the freezer. This is what you can make. I'm going to post the ingredients below so you can see exactly what's in it, but I'll let you know. So once you getting that hot, you want to cut up you some onions. You can also put your onions right in your spaghetti if you want to. Chop up your spaghetti. Okay. So in your little hot oil skillet, you got your onions, right? You're gonna put your onions right in there so they can cook, brown while the skillet is getting hot. Right? Put your onions in. Okay, you want to put your some bell pepper. You put some bell pepper. You like bell pepper? I don't always like it, but I happen to have it in the refrigerator. So what I do with the bell pepper is cut it small in spaghetti because I don't want to taste it. I like it, but I don't want to know it anymore. Some people like to taste it though. I don't care that much for it. I eat it sometimes. So you want to put your maybe some bell pepper, some little chips in there. These little small chips to give it a good smell. So it's actually smelling like spaghetti. And now, a couple little chips of bell pepper. That's gonna brown. It smells so good. I don't want it to be big because you're gonna eat that in your spaghetti. You want it to be small pieces. I like everything small when I'm making something to eat. Alright, that's about it for that. Get your onion, your bell pepper that's browning. Now, you're going to take your turkey meat and, oh, gotta get, it's squirting all over the place. You got to get into it, you know. It's froze, I have to put it in the microwave. So I got to get into it. There's a lot of water in it, actually. Let me go pull some of the water off. Alright, so I've got the squirted everywhere turkey meat. You're gonna chip it down so that you can work with it. You know, chop it down like that. I almost had it in the microwave too long. It was froze, but I didn't want it to cook. You know, I just wanted it to defrost so I can make some meatballs. So you want to make it meatball size if it's not too done. You want to get it crumble. Now, inside of your pound of crumbled up turkey, what you're going to add is, you want to make sure you got it crumbly like so you can make it into a meatballs. Okay, you're going to get your egg. You're going to put one egg in. Your egg is what's going to hold your meatball together when you're cooking it, your egg and your breadcrumbs. So let's get these off. Change gloves. You're gonna get your egg, just one. Crack it on in there. Put two if you like, but I'll put one. One egg. Right? Got that going. Our next ingredient, we're gonna put some oregano because we want our meatballs to taste like oregano, like meatballs to taste. Next, let's add in some breadcrumbs. We don't want a lot of them though, so two. See, these are espresso garlic and herb breadcrumbs. So you're gonna add in about a third of a cup. Really not even that much, but you gotta put some breadcrumbs in there. And you're gonna mince it all together like like so. Make sure the egg is grounded up good. You can also add some onion inside of your grilled turkey if you like. You're gonna keep watching your pennes because you don't want them to overcook. You want them to be just right on the plate, you know, just al dente, just al dente. Is that how you say it, al dente? You don't want it to be cooked too much. Let's see. It's getting there. It's getting there. Okay. Now, you're just gonna keep working this down because you gotta make this into meatballs, right? So far you have an egg, you have a 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs in here. Right. Now I'm gonna add in some of this tomato sauce I have here. Okay, and a little bit of chili powder. Right on into the meatball. Tomato sauce and chili powder. You want the meatball to be able to have a little meaty, you know, you want it to have a little taste of a meatball. You don't want it to be dry. You don't want a dry thing going on. Put a little chili powder, not that much, but you know, about a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons of chili powder. Make that meatball taste delicious. Alright, so far you got your eggs, 1 egg, you got your breadcrumb, your tomato sauce, little chili, little oregano. You can also add a little salt and pepper, and you can start making your meatballs. Now this recipe is going to be posted below for you, and you can make it to your taste. If you don't like chili, you can put something else in there. If you don't like chili powder, you can add paprika, you can add Cajun, put a little pepper in there, right? And I always put a little hot sauce in mine, get a little extra something to it, you know. So far, you got your hot sauce, Cholula, your chili, black pepper, oregano, you got your egg, breadcrumbs, and your tomato sauce. And that's all in your turkey. Now these are just getting ready to come off. Just want them just tender enough to bite. You don't want them to be mushy. So you're gonna wrap that, spin that up like that. That should have plenty of flavor. You got salt, pepper, hot sauce, tomato sauce, breadcrumbs. You got it all in there. Egg, chili powder. So that's a great flavor. All right, mince it up. Cooked up a little bit too much in the microwave. All right, now this should be hot, which it is. Right, it's hot. So what you want to do, start making yourself some meatballs. You can make them as big as you like or as small as you like. I don't like them real big. I like them kind of small. So you're just going to do them like that and start putting them in the skillet so they cook. You can eat meatball on just about anything. You can eat it on rice, you can eat it on noodles, you can eat it on bread as a meatball sandwich. I'm using ground turkey for these. And just roll them like a meatball. And let them go. Put a little bit more oil in your skillet. Alright. Skillet is kind of small. I should have used a bigger size. I don't know if I'm going to get them all in here. Okay, so my pasta is getting ready to come off. Let me change gloves. Always keep your box of gloves in your kitchen when you gotta handle meat, because you don't want to be running to the stove just the sink every 5 minutes. But the gloves will kind of keep you sanitary with your cooking. These are ready. So what we're gonna do with these is take them and drain them in a bowl. Drain them off. What you do with these is, now we gotta wait on the meatballs. I'm gonna add more meatballs in, so you can actually plate them right on the plate. They're done. You don't want to overcook your pasta, because if you overcook it, it's not gonna be good when you eat it. Just put it on there just like that. If you want to eat it all, because when it cools down, you're going to put the hot meatballs and sauce right on the top of it, and that's your dinner. If you cook these too long, they'll be overcooked and you won't be able to enjoy them. You have to cook these just right to enjoy them. So what we're going to be doing is, as all the meat get brown, we're going to put a little of this water right into the meat sauce. It helps the meat sauce to get thick, because the water is starchy. Just going to put a little bit of it in there. Actually, we're going to start this pan right here. This pan is going to be the meat sauce. So we're going to pour some of this water in the sink. Just a little bit of it, because we don't want to use all of this water. So that's all the noodles. That's all that I'm going to need, which is quite a bit of noodles. So I'm gonna leave this water in the bottom. It's a little bit of water I'm leaving in the bottom here. See that? Leave that in there, and then you just start it up again, and you're going to add your sauce on the side so it can start cooking in that water. That water will help the sauce thicken. Okay, let me see if it has some more. Can sauce. I'm going to season the sauce, because it's very plain tomato sauce. So you have to brown your meat. All of your meat has to be brown. This is basically our pasta here. It's perfect. It's not overcooked. You know, it's not overcooked. It's perfect. Now all we're gonna do with this, right here, this pasta, to put a little oil on it, is we're gonna put the meat sauce right on top. See, that's perfect. That's how pasta's supposed to turn out. Leaving it too long to be mushy. So right now we're making meatballs. I'm hoping I don't have too much oil in here. And I probably should have used 2 eggs, but I think they're going to stick together just fine. So we don't want meat sauce, we want meatballs. Let's see if we're going to get meatballs or meat sauce. And if you have room, to start adding in the rest of your meat. We're going to season this sauce with the same thing we put in the meat. We're going to put the same thing in the sauce. I'll show it to you in a second. And put the same. See, we don't want the sauce to be so plain. We want it to have some you know. So you're gonna put you some seasoning in. Just a little bit, not a whole lot, but just a little. This right here don't take that long to cook. But when you're working with a small little skillet, you gotta, you know, get it all done. What can I tell you? So, I'm gonna rinse my hands a little. So, you got your sauce going here, right? That's gonna be, your meatball is gonna be cooking in there in a minute. What you wanna do to flavor it up, take your chili powder and put about a half teaspoon chili powder. You want your sauce to taste like, ooh, it's good, you know, you want it to taste good. Chili powder, you're gonna put your hot sauce. Put about a tablespoon of hot sauce, just enough to make it hot. Right? Next, got the chili and hot sauce, the same thing you put in the meat. You're gonna put, not much, just a little bit more oregano in there. Right? And that's it. If you want to add up a whole lot bit more, you can add what you want in your own sauce. But me, I only put chili, oregano, and a little hot sauce. That's it for me. And these are the meatballs. So when the meatballs get about halfway done, or when they get all the way done, basically they gotta get done, and they gotta actually stick together. We're gonna add them. We're gonna add the sauce right on top and let them simmer, you know, right in the sauce. Let them simmer right in the sauce. And let the sauce get a little hot, and you just pour the sauce right over the meat, and you cover it with some foil, and you kind of just let it all cook together, and then you pour it over your. You're gonna ladle it over your. So let's just let this cook, and even if it falls apart, it'll just be meat sauce. Let's just let it cook. I probably need like 2 eggs. When I come back, I'm going to show you the ending of it, okay? Take a break.